Hello friends, welcome back. It is time to check out the Ballads Oratory. And as I expected, it is unlocked with the Signet Ring. I'm glad you can't accidentally sell that, because that would be very sad. Whole quest line cut off because of one mistake. Although I guess you could kind of figure out who you sold it to and maybe get it back. I wonder if this is like Skyrim where you can, or I don't know about Skyrim, but like Morrowind where you can sell a bunch of stuff to somebody and then kill them and take the stuff. Although I guess they would just have the money anyway. The oratory is empty. So I guess this is where they stand to speak. And then people probably crowd around. I could steal their stuff, but I feel like as a member of the House of Ballads and a part of the Court of Enchanters, I definitely shouldn't do that now. The House of Ballads Echo Stone does not respond to your attempt to interact with it. Perhaps it has something to do with large spherical slots found on the front of the relic. It appears that another magical item is needed to make the Echo Stone function. We'll have to be on the lookout then. Some important seats for some important people, I suppose. But that does seem to be the only real interesting thing in here. Alright, well. A little less exciting than expected, but I'm sure we'll be back at some point. Perhaps that comes later in the quest line. It's cool you can go in there now, though, just to kind of check it out. And it makes sense, too, once you're in the court. Naturally, you'd have access. I wonder if I can tell this guy what I found, because he was so curious.
You wouldn't believe what saying you're a friend to the House of Ballads will get you. You should try it sometime.
More than a friend now. Yeah, I guess I can't really tell him any of that. But, alright. In that case, on to the next area. So, let's go back here. And we'll speak to him and meet this king. Hopefully there's some combat soon, though, because I'm excited to try my new longsword.
Yes, how may I be of... Are you
Alright,
ready,
Halam, I'm
Master
ready.
Sagril? The king needs your assistance. This incident cannot stand.
Huh. Guess he's referring to me by my like roleplay name right now as Sir Sagrel. Or is the holder of this seat always Sir Sagrel? I guess it's kind of unprecedented territory, so making up the rules as we go along. I am ready.
Excellent. Speak with King Wencen in the oratory.
Ha.
It stands on the crest of Ettenmere, where it once hosted the lords and ladies of the High Court. Take this potion. You will need it to revive Sir Ferrara. Unless mortals have suddenly created a method of resurrection, it's our only option. You will know when the time has come to use it. Now go, find King Wencen. The telling is in your hands now.
Tell me more about the bloody bones.
A poor cursed soul who wanders the forest in search of his ancient love. She left him, for he was a cruel and lonely villain. Now he takes out his rage on the innocent.
I look forward to facing him. What does the resurrection potion do?
If you must know, it is a potion I concocted with the aid of several companions. It will bring Sir Ferrara back from the brink of death, if used correctly, of course. This ballad requires his survival, and since the usual Sagril is not here to offer rescue, it is you who must do it.
Tell me more about the oratory.
Many seasons ago, it was the retreat of the High King himself, where he hunted with the heroes of the Court of Enchantments, and was regaled with the songs of ages past. But that was long ago. The oratory, like so much of our beloved summer court, has wilted in heat of time. It is a hollow shell of what is was. Off with you.
Alright, well. I'm still confused as to whether Wencen is just the king or the High King. You'd think they would only have one king. But Then why would I need to talk to the giant tree guy to have a meeting with him? Very confusing. I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Once again, back to the oratory we go. So I guess we could have just gotten the quest and then sold the stuff, but I didn't know if he would just like teleport us there right away. Wherever there would be. Alright, in we go. And that must be him now. And who is this? Lady Olin.
Hello, I'm Lady Olane. What do I call you? I prefer names to titles. Sometimes we here at the House of Ballads can get a little caught up in the veneration. Of course, you're Sagril now, as it should be. Welcome.
She's one of the heroes, I believe. I think I recognize the name. I guess Olane is how you say it. What do you know of Bloody Bones?
Famor was no friend to his kind even before he was cursed. It is good that Ferrara's lot in the telling is to end the fiend's days. He deserves it.
Tell me more about the Court of Enchantments.
It may seem silly to outsiders, but the Court of Enchantments has become very meaningful to the Fae of the Summer Court. Our songs live on despite the decline in magic.
The decline in magic?
No one knows why it is happening. Not even Hallam the White. Yet every day we can feel it. Like a shiver of coming autumn. A deadly frost on the morning air. I believe it is due to what the Tuatha have wrought with their flames of war. The world burns. None of us can escape the cleansing fire.
Yeah, it seems like they go stronger. The Winter Court while the Summer Court weakens. Tell me more about the Summer Court.
Mortals have kingdoms and tribes and nations. We Fae are connected to one another by a deeper understanding. A magic from which we've all been born. The Court of Summer is a circle of elders that, for lack of a better word, governs our kind.
Seems to also be the name of like all of them though, like this whole nation of Fae. Or is Summer Court different than Court of Summer? I assumed it was just two ways of referring to the same thing. Tell me about yourself.
Call me Olane. The others will never call me anything but Lady Olane, Knight of the Golden Knot, Destroyer of Sreng, and Keeper of the Fenian Cycle. I won a seat in the House of Ballads many seasons ago. Back then I was lost, and I desired a new telling, one with meaning. Your kind might call it a purpose.
Could have a purpose? What are your thoughts on the Tuatha?
I have not met one myself, but there is word that Tuatha have been glimpsed in the shadows of western Dalantarth. Our kind survives by the grace of nature, and there is nothing natural about the Tuatha. When the roots are poisoned, the fruit spoils on the vine.
Well, I have met many of them. Hopefully you'll never have to. Tell me about King Wencen.
He's an incredible creature, unique in every way. No other Fae hero has grasped the imagination of our people like he has.
Guess we're about to find out ourselves. Are there any other Fae of the court around though, or just her? I like that she's here though, kind of gives it a little bit more depth, and you can learn a little bit about them before talking to the king himself. Oh, one more. Ah, the queen. Queen Belmaid.
Welcome, Sir Sagril. May I congratulate you on your victory in Gorgoath. I am Queen Belmaid, love of King Wencen, and Grand Lady of the House of Ballads.
Nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself.
I do not speak of my exploits, unless to warn against the pride that engulfs all who celebrate the telling. We are symbols of a greater truth, not the truth itself. I am best known for my infiltration of the Maid of Windermere's kingdom beyond the hills. It was I who shattered her ambitions to topple the Summer Court.
Well, congratulations to you as well then. It seems like congratulations are spreading through the house. Tell me about your, I don't know if husband's the right word, but your king.
He represents all that is pure and just in the Summer Court. He is the vibrancy of life, what the Winter Court has always sought to darken with its decaying ways.
The Winter Court?
The Fae of the East are not our enemies. We count them among our kind. At least we did. Times change. That is such a mortal thing to say.
But true. And your thoughts on the House of Ballots?
It is likely that you do not understand our need for continuity, our desire to repeat the past for the good of the coming future. What then is your drive to create a bloodline? There is no difference. The House of Ballads is our family tree. It is the sire we look to for wisdom.
Tell me about your time with the Maid of Windermere.
She is our nemesis. The villain we in the House of Ballads are destined to thwart through all the seasons of the telling. If there is trouble, the maid is at its origin.
So she seems to be like the arch villain of this storyline, which is cool. I like that there's obviously can't remember his name. The Tuatha leader guy, Gadflow, who's the main villain of the game, or at least the main game it seems. But then like this quest has its own villain from the Winter Court. What is this place?
It is difficult to see from its current condition, but the oratory was once the finest venue for performances of the Summer Court canon. The voices still linger. We regaled many a king under the oratory's grand canopy, but those seasons have passed. Our time has passed.
Well, perhaps there's a new season yet to come. Tell me more about the telling.
This realm is at the mercy of cycles, of seasons, and the role of the Fae is no different. The telling is the ongoing story in which we all play an integral part.
Goodbye for now, Queen Belmaid. Okay, met a few Fae of the Court of Enchanters. Let us now meet the king himself.
When Hallam told me a mortal had taken the open seat, I did not believe him. But here you stand before me. Impressive. It is a pity about Sagril, a grand hero. But there's not time to raise the king's token in his honor. We need every hand carrying a sword for the coming battle. We've come to aid Sir Ferrara, our brother in the Court of Enchantments. It is time for his telling of the Ballad of Bloody Bones.
Where is Sir Ferrara?
Ferrara went in pursuit of his nemesis, for Bloody Bones has emerged, poised to abduct a maiden to be his mistress. So goes his song. You will need to revive Ferrara after the battle. I can only assume Hallam would not have sent you unprepared for this task. Go to Ferrara, and quickly. When the two of you finish, I will await you at the House of Ballads in the north. Do be careful, Sagril.
My character looks very sleepy. Where is Bloody's Hollow?
Uduath is northwest, on the shores of Ettenmere. It is sealed by a powerful spell, but Bloody's magic is weak, and you should be able to gain entrance.
Tell me more of the Ballad of Bloody Bones.
It is a ballad of obsession and sacrifice, one of the summer's oldest. Bloody Bones was not always as a terror. No, he was once called Famor, a counselor to Isa himself. Sadly, he was driven by lust, and by his need to possess whatever he desired. Taking Lord Isa's lover, he fled with her to his hollow of Uduath. When the maiden was rescued, Isa cursed Famor. He could not die, and his soul would never enter the great cycle. He became an abomination, known only as Bloody Bones. Every few seasons, Bloody would emerge and steal away a maiden to make his bride. That is, until he took the beloved of Sir Ferrara.
And then I guess Ferrara, I don't know if he defeats him, but he gets killed in the process. I wish I could know more of, was it Lord Isa? I want to find out who he is. Was he like the first High King? Is he the currently High King? Tell me about yourself, King Wencen.
There is no need to kneel. Honestly, I wish I could do away with all this king nonsense altogether. The tragedy we face, it is not legend. It is real. It is now. Yes, I am the acting Wencen. But the true king has been gone for many seasons. I am the fifth such Fae to hold the title. And at times like this, I wish I did not.
Interesting. So despite being immortal, I guess they're not truly immortal. There's some ways they can die and not come back. And in that case, a new Fae takes the role. So it's like we're all kind of players acting in these roles. Like I'm the new Sigrel, but I guess there's always somebody playing the role of Sigrel, which is kind of I like that. It's like I mean it's kind of like role playing, but it's much more serious than just having fun. It's a essential part of their culture and the myths of their people. All right, just because he's the king, we'll talk about his other stuff here. Tell me about the Court of Enchantments.
We are legendary champions of the telling, brought together for the purpose of ensuring Summer Court glory for seasons to come.
And the Court of Summer?
Like all other Fae in the Western lands, I am a subject of the Court of Summer, our wise council of elders. They are responsible for the well-being of our kind.
Oh, so the king is subservient to the council. Interesting. I wonder if they're sort of the directors of the play, and even in this grand play, he's still just the king, but he's still just one of the players. What's a Fae Cairn?
I do not speak of magic with a knowing tongue, but I do know that the persistence of Fae songs is eternally linked to the enchanted lore stones in which they exist. When mortals began to use magic to create, change, and even destroy their own lore stones, it was decided that the ballads of the Summer Court needed better protection. The cairns are a new kind of lore stone, Hallam's way of keeping outside influence from affecting our stories, from corrupting them as the days pass and seasons transpire.
I'd like to know more about them. I feel like they might be an important plot point later on. Maybe there's more to them. Maybe by creating them, that's what's weakening the magic, or I don't know. Might be nothing, but I could also see it being very important here. What is a king's token?
It is an amulet worn by all King Wencens in the telling. I wear it, as have all the kings who rose and fell at the mercy of the seasons. Only he who wears the king's token is worthy of walking in Wencen's stead, of singing the most important songs of the Summer Court.
Tell me more about Sir Ferrara.
He is one who prefers action to discussion. A tempestuous firebrand who would rather pursue the mortal flesh than any other of life's mysteries. That is why his ballad is such a stirring one. Ferrara will always be the lovable rogue who finally chooses another over himself. Timeless is what it is.
Makes sense. And the telling.
Few know the truth of the House of Ballads, that we are not the actual heroes of myth. Those knights have gone, passing into the cycle, or moving on to nobler adventures. However, it is our wish for the great songs to endure, that seasons of Fae would sing them before the fires. True power is in returning to what matters. So the House of Ballads was established, and worthy warriors were found to act in the roles of Wencen, Bellmaid, and the others. To tell these tales is a great honor.
It's interesting, especially it's kind of... I like the way it works because you like thinking the Fae are immortal. You're like, oh, so the actual heroes of the legend are still alive, and then you realize they're not, or at least maybe some of them are, but they're not these people. These are just the current generation of Fae filling the roles.
Good luck.
All right, goodbye, Wencen. For now, at least. It doesn't have a question mark over his head. Let me just check that one more time. It's probably just saying, where do I go?
You must hurry to Ferrara.
Okay.
We cannot have another ballad until your return.
Yeah, it's probably just because you can go back to him for directions if need be. All right, I say we continue this quest line. If the Edmure ever loads. There we go. All right, so it's not too far away. Let's just walk there, because it might give us a chance to use the sword. And are these going to be more Jotun, or Ettins, or wolves? Okay. Ah, they are so fast. Yeah, they're smart too. I like that they wait until... Jeez. Alright, good time to use Fade Blaze, I think. With speed, with speed. A lot less damage for sure, but at least we're not getting constantly interrupted. We'll be the ones doing the interrupting, thank you very much. I do like the damage from the longsword, though. Okay, so it seems like the dungeon we're going to is in the north part. Let's take a bit of a shortcut and swim across the water, as we tend to do. I'm guessing it's going to be only like the minor enemies that respawn. Nope. Okay, there's one over there. You know what? It's been a while. Let's face one of those big guys. And he's got some wolf friends too, so let's start with, let's put a mine down. Oh. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, you got him. Okay, let's do some stompies against the wolves, and watch out. And some daggers. Let's do that again. Ah, so fast. So slow. Yeah, I like how much damage it is. Plus there's a dot effect to it, so you can kind of get that going and then let him be for a few seconds while the damage ticks. One more hit. Ah. Alright. Tough fight, but a fun one. Cloudy Magic Shard. That could be useful. And a chest that either we missed the first time or has respawned. Not sure if they do respawn. Ah, it was so close. Okay, it was the left side. And nothing good, but a little bit of gold. Use that to buy a new lockpick. Okay, we are actually still pretty far away from our goals, so let's keep moving. Got a little sidetracked there. And looks like we'll have to skip this island here, maybe. Or is it connected? Doesn't seem to be. Alright, just swimming along. Hopefully not getting attacked by any giant fish. And there's a shrine, if I can get to it. It might be, is this the one that's like up high though? I think so, yeah. Alright, I could go around, but I don't think we need the boost. I think we're going to be okay. Let's just keep going. And I believe at this point we've used all of our unstable potions, which means we'll have to resort to the regular health regen if needed. I just want to get some piece of gear at some point that gives me like health regen. Maybe more than like 0.2 a second, because that would take a while. But like 1 a second or something, if I could do that would be nice. Or if I have enough alchemy and enough money, I could just make tons of potions. Maybe that's kind of the solution to that problem. Alright, fellow boggart. He wants to see the electric sword as well. Okay. In we go. To Uduath. So I assume when we're done we jump off of there to come back here. And that must be him now. Alright, so Storm Champion probably takes reduced lightning damage, but that's not the same as no lightning damage. Lots of mana, but also very satisfying.
A mortal? Is this Wencen's idea of humor? Well, you look hardy enough. Won't botch the tale of Bloody Bones too badly, I suppose. Still, I'm curious as to how Hallam expects you to bring me back from the edge of the Great Cycle. But that's his problem, not mine.
Is it? I feel like if you're going to be permanently dead, that might be your problem too. But don't worry, I have this fun potions. Hopefully it works. If we even end up needing it. But yeah, it's cool. I guess there's somebody playing the role of Bloody Bones too, like this other Fae. It's really interesting, this idea that they're immortal, so they can play these roles and tell these stories over and over again without risk of like, or without much risk of really dying. The Great Cycle?
You dustlings have a similar concept. I believe you call it death. But there is no elegance in your mortality, no poetry. Those of my kind perish, only to have their magic pass on into the Great Cycle, where it returns in kind, reborn into a world that welcomes such new beginnings.
I think I'd like to know more about that. Like, what happens to these guys when they die? And is that magic what the gnome was able to use to bring me back, or are they unrelated? I would think they're related of some sort. Tell me about yourself, Sir Ferrara.
The Duke of the Cursed Fomorians, slayer of Pombero and protector of the Mabinogi. But you may call me brother. I have fought with the lords and ladies of the Court of Enchantments for 3 seasons. My skills with the blade and in the bed know no equal.
Okay then, well, he's not very modest. And I guess tell me about myself, Sir Sigrel.
A close companion he was. A true brother in your mortal understanding of the word. I trusted him. I had to, as he played such a vital role in my most memorable song. Is there any other way to view the warrior who saves your life time and again?
Who are Bloody's prisoners?
They are Almain, settlers from the west, searching for a place to plant their flag. Poor creatures. I've never seen such terrible luck. Camped just outside Uduath, right in Bloody Bones' warpath. Better they had cut their own throats. A kinder fate.
I thought we were rescuing them, though. So, hopefully it turns out well for them. And also more than one this time. I think in the story it's just one, isn't it? What are your thoughts on the Court of Enchantments?
I've always known my place has been among the heroes of the court. What other outcome could there be for one so deserving of adoration?
So modest indeed. Alright, enough questions, except, well, I guess one more. What should we do?
Let me be truthful with you, Dustling. I've never seen Bloody Bones act so erratically. He cares nothing for the story, as if he craves a different outcome. Instead of spiriting away a young mortal maiden, he took an entire camp.
Right?
Men, women, children. It's mad, and certainly not part of the tale.
That's what I
And
said.
I thought this ballad couldn't get any worse, considering my impending demise. Well, let's get this over with, shall we?
Alright, I'm very interested to see if he dies or not. And like if he dies, does the potion work? Does it not work? There's actually a couple intriguing possibilities here. Oh, you guys are good guys, sorry. Good thing we're on no friendly fire mode.
He's got. Get out of here. There are sure to be more of the beasts about.
Okay, definitely run while you can. Minor warrior strength, another one of those. Let's use that. Well, we're kind of using rogue weapons right now, so maybe, well, we do have a longsword. Oh, this is the way out, yes. We don't need to get out, we need to go deeper in. I keep getting disoriented in these caves. I need to work on that. It is kind of cool that I have his Fey Blades, and I'm Sir Sigrel seems to be a roguelike character, based on what the lore stone said. So it's cool that I'm playing him in my roguelike days, or more roguelike days at least. Because once we respec, I probably won't do finesse for a long time. It's a pit. They've described Ferrara as a rogue as well, but he's using a longsword, so he seems to be more of a warrior.
Bloody's around here.
I'll keep an eye out. No reagents. But we did find the next cell.
Goodbye.
And a loot chest. Okay. Oh, another loot chest over here as well. Some ice shards. We're finding lots of shards now because our skill, I guess, is higher. Maybe I should get my smithing skill for a while so we can find some good ingredients for that. I meant to put this down earlier. Oh, okay. Let's just use a health potion. We have plenty of those. champion.
They could be anywhere.
Could be, but we probably won't face him until the end of this. If I had to guess. You're welcome. Have a good day. Alright, but I think that's going to be it for this episode as well. So I'm also going to hope that you guys have a great day. Or morning or night, depending on when you're watching this. So let's grab one more loot chest first. And we get Medallion of the Remedy. What does that do? Plus 10% poison resistance. I'll take it, but I'll probably sell it. But alright, that is all for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.